What's up YouTube? Today I'm going to be cutting the factory diffuser on my 2008 STI. So originally I was going to buy a new bumper, a new rear bumper, but the bumper's like around 250 or around there from the dealership. So I wanted to save some money. So I ended up taking it to a friend's shop, and he ended up fixing all those scratches right here. He sanded it down. It had some deep scratches in it. He sanded it down and then he primered it. And when he primered it, he got paint on the factory diffuser, which at first I was actually a little irritated, but I actually decided just to cut it off. I know a guy that has the same style Subaru, and it's a wagon and everything. He cut it off on his car, and it actually looks pretty good, so that's the reason I'm gonna cut it off. Fuck, so it sucks that this grinder or whatever it's called doesn't have a cover, so it's throwing all the bits of plastic on my freaking leg, and it's hot as hell. It's burning my leg, like burning my leg.
Like the cool blue light.
So this is the finished product right here. Can you see that? It's not perfect, but it doesn't matter. I'm probably just gonna trim it with or try to kind of like smooth it out a little bit, I guess. But basically what I did is I used this thing right here, and I didn't cut it all the way. I basically just kind of like scored it, and then I went over it with this knife right here and just ended up, you know, cutting through it with a knife. And the reason that I did that is because this thing is it's not meant for plastic, it's for metal. Yeah, so that thing's not for plastic, so that's why I ended up just lightly cutting it, and then with the grinder, and then going over it with the knife and cutting it out of the way. And another reason I did that was because it was throwing a bunch of hot ass plastic on me, and the shit burns. This is the way that I thought would be the best. So today I'm gonna be just wrapping the rear bumper. I was gonna wrap the bumper yesterday, but I ended up replacing the rear differential sensor, and that kind of took a long time just because I didn't have the right tools. So plus it was really late at night. It was like 1 or 2 in the morning when I was cutting the diffuser off. So first thing I'm gonna do is so I'm actually gonna do an inlay right here in this area. So I'm gonna lay knifeless tape all along this line right here. So that's the first thing that I'm gonna do. And this is the knifeless tape right here.
See stereophonic sound.
So one thing I hate about tech wrap is that when you get a crease in the material, when you heat it, you can still see that crease, or it leaves like a scar basically. So yeah, so I got a couple creases right here when I was first laying it, as you saw in the video, but I got some creases and it left that scar right there. That's the reason that I don't like using tech wrap. Pull it. So now that that piece is laid in there, the inlay is laid in there, it's time to wrap the whole bumper. First thing that I'm going to do, since I am here by myself, so I ended up ripping off the back piece, the bumper, and I'm gonna rewrap it instead. I wasn't really happy with the outcome, and I cut it too fucking short. So here's the finished bumper wrap. It looks pretty good with no diffuser and the wrap. This is where the seam is at, right here. Goes all the way to the top and just follows that line. Yeah, the seam came out pretty clean. But the reason I didn't show the finished or the whole wrapping process is because my memory card got corrupted, which my memory got corrupted, which is, I'm not really sure why, but so the camera turned off because my memory card was full during the wrapping, and I took out the memory card from the camera and then I put it into my computer. And then I moved the files from the memory card to my computer. And then after that was done, I deleted the files from the memory card, and then I ejected my memory card. And then after I put the memory card back into the camera said that there was no memory card in it, which I'm not sure why or how it got corrupted, because this is the second time that this has happened to me. But that's the reason that unfortunately I couldn't show the rest of the bumper wrap process.